Queen, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith. Proclamation. To our faithful, the members elected to serve in the Legislative Assembly of our province of Alberta, and to each and every one of you, greeting. Whereas it is deemed expedient for certain causes and considerations to convene the Legislative Assembly of our province of Alberta for the first session of the 29th Legislature, we do will that you and each of you and all others in this behalf interested on Thursday, the 11th day of June, 2015, at the hour of 1:30 in the afternoon, at our City of Edmonton, personally be and appear for the dispatch of business, to treat, act, do and conclude upon those things which in the legislature of our province of Alberta, by the Common Council of our said province, may by the favour of God be ordained. Herein fail not. In testimony whereof we have caused these our letters to be made patent, and the Great Seal of our province of Alberta to be hereunto affixed. Witness, Colonel Retired, the Honourable Donald S. Ethel, Lieutenant Governor of our province of Alberta, in our City of Edmonton, in our province of Alberta, this 3rd day of June, in the year of our Lord, 2015, and the 64th year of our reign. By command, Honourable Kathleen Ganley, Provincial Secretary. Please be seated.
All rise, please. Her Honor, Chief Justice Catherine Fraser, the Administrator for Alberta. Please be seated.
Fit to declare the cause of the summoning of the present legislature of the province until the Speaker of the Assembly shall have been chosen according to law. She is therefore pleased to retire from this Assembly, to return at a subsequent hour on the next sitting day to declare the cause of her calling of the legislature.
All rise, please.
Please be seated. Honourable members, pursuant to the Administrator's direction and Section 16(1) of the Legislative Assembly Act, Nominations are invited for the office of Speaker of this Assembly for the 29th Legislature. Pursuant to Standing Order 11.1, the Speaker shall be elected according to the procedure set out in Schedule A of the Standing Orders.
Assembly to nominate the member for Medicine Hat, Robert Warner, as our new Speaker. Mr. Warner has a long-standing history as a dedicated public servant, from the work as Commissioner for the City of Medicine Hat to his dedicated leadership in social policy and mediation. Mr. Warner has shown time and time again to uphold fairness, balance, and cooperation in the name of the greater good. His mantra is the duty and responsibility to serve and use what we have to help others. Mr. Warner was a member of the University of Calgary Senate for 3 years and has been a member of numerous boards and community groups. He is an experienced mediator and small business owner and has gained a reputation in both provincial and international communities as a fair, impartial public servant. Mr. Warner will be a dedicated ambassador for Alberta and a fair, guiding voice for this Assembly.
Mr. Warner, do you wish to accept the nomination?
I do so, Mr. Speaker, with humility and a huge sense of responsibility.
Ms. Pitt.
Good afternoon, honourable members. It is a pleasure speaking for the first time in this chamber. I rise as a private member from Airdrie, as the person selected by my caucus to shadow the minister responsible for the status of women, to nominate a candidate for Speaker. Now, we have gathered here from all over Alberta to elect our Speaker. Our Speaker. Not the government Speaker, not the Cabinet Speaker, not the People's Speaker, but our Speaker. The individual elected by MLAs individually by secret ballot for all of us. The Speaker is more than a referee in this place. The Speaker is the protector of our collective and individual privileges. We can't do our job unless we have those privileges protected. It is an important role, and historically, Speakers have been arrested and threatened with death for protecting the privileges of elected members. I am hoping this will be a historic election, something we have the opportunity to do, something that has never happened in Alberta, and to have a circumstance that has never happened anywhere in Canada or even the world. Alberta has never had a female Speaker. If we elect one today, it will be a first for Alberta. If we elect a female Speaker today, we will also create a first for the world. Tomorrow, we will install a female Lieutenant Governor to represent Her Majesty the Queen. A few days ago, we installed a female Premier. Alberta's Chief Justice and the Administrator of the province is also female, as is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada. This afternoon, if we elect a female Speaker, the Crown's representative, and all three levels of government, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative branch, will be presided over by women. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, truly, this is, and I have to do my small part to try to make it a reality. With that in mind, I would like to nominate the most experienced female member of this legislature who is eligible for the job, the member from Calgary Northwest. The member from Calgary Northwest has served a term in this legislature. She has been a member of Cabinet, and she has been a forceful proponent of human rights. She is eloquent and forceful and brave. I think she would be an excellent candidate for Speaker. And I think she would do brilliantly as Alberta's first female Speaker. I hope she will accept the nomination and that you all will vote for her, so that Alberta will be the first place in the world where all the senior roles in government are held by women. Thank you.
Ms. Jansen, do you wish to accept the nomination?
Mr. Clerk, I thank the member for her kind words and for her wonderful endorsement. I respectfully decline the nomination.
Mr. Starkey.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clerk, fellow members of the 29th Legislature. Today, we as a group make the first in a long line of decisions entrusted to us by Albertans, and they are watching. They want to see how this group of individuals, duly elected 37 days ago, makes the first crucial set of decisions. Now, while some may view the role of Speaker as being largely ceremonial or symbolic, make no mistake, the Speaker's role is critical, and the first decision is critical. The Speaker has a huge influence on the tone, on the demeanor, and ultimately the smooth functioning and effectiveness of this, the House of the People. It is with this in mind that I am honored to nominate the Honourable Member for Calgary-Lougheed, Mr. Dave Rodney, to be Speaker. Now, prior to entering the political spectrum, Mr. Rodney was a nationally and internationally recognized educator, author, speaker, and businessman. He holds bachelor's and master's degrees in education. He has taught on 3 continents and is the only Canadian to have successfully summited Mount Everest twice. Mr. Rodney was first elected to this legislature in 2004 as member for Calgary-Lougheed. He is commencing his 4th term, tying him for the 2nd longest length of service among current members. During his career, Dave has cooperated effectively with members on both sides of the House. He has always placed the interest of Albertans ahead of partisan objectives, and that ability has allowed him to successfully sponsor several pieces of legislation. Legislation which has always placed the health and wellness of Albertans at the forefront, including the Smoke-Free Places Act and the Physical Activity Credit Act. Dave has a deep and abiding respect for and knowledge of the role of the Speaker. Now, what exactly is that role? Well, it means looking after the PRs, our privileges as members, which he must guard, our protocols that they are adhered to, our procedures that they are followed correctly, and our precedents, those decisions made by past speakers that will guide future rulings. And finally, the final PR is public relations. The Speaker presides over public functions and observances here in our legislature. With his experience as a public speaker before 2004 and working with speakers since 2004, Dave Rodney is eminently well qualified to take on these difficult and diverse roles. That brings us to the decision we have today. As I've said before, Albertans are watching. It's our job to elect the person best qualified to take on the role of Speaker, and that's what Albertans expect. They expect us to set aside partisan politics. If there's one message that should be clear to all of us from this election, it is that Albertans expect us to do things differently. Doing things differently means setting aside political partisanship for the benefit of all Albertans. Voting in lockstep along party lines, adhering to decisions made behind closed doors, especially on nonpartisan issues like this one, well, that's the old way of doing things. Albertans rejected that, and that's why many of you are here. And so, colleagues, today we have a choice. We can choose a member with a long and distinguished record of service, with a reputation for nonpartisanship and fairness, with a clear understanding of the roles and responsibilities of Speaker. Or we can keep doing things the old way. Our choice. Albertans are watching. This is our chance to show them that we've heard their message, that we have listened, and that we have the wisdom and the courage to act on it by electing Dave Rodney as Speaker of the 29th Legislature.
Mr. Rodney, do you wish to accept the nomination?
I do, Mr. Clerk, with great respect and appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there further nominations?
Hello again, honorable members. Thank you for letting me speak again. The Speaker here is more than a referee in this place. The Speaker here is to protect our individual privileges. And I am hoping that this will be a historic election, because we have the opportunity here right now to do something that has never happened. And I say again, we have a circumstance that has never happened anywhere in Canada or even the world. We have the opportunity to elect a female Speaker. If we elect a female speaker today, we will also create, again, a first for the world. Tomorrow, again, we install a female lieutenant governor to represent Her Majesty the Queen, to stand beside our female premier. Alberta's Chief Justice and the Administrator of the province is also female, and as is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada. This afternoon, if we elect a female speaker, the Crown's representative, and all three levels of government, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative branch, will be presided over by women. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Please, I am so honored to be able to do my small part to make this happen. With that in mind, and with all due respect for the member of Calgary Northwest, I would like to nominate a female member of the governing party for the job of the Speaker, the member from Calgary Varsity. The member from Calgary Varsity, like the member from Medicine Hat, is also a rookie in this legislature. But she is a lawyer who has demonstrated a love for the law. She served as a clerk for the provincial courts. She understands precedent and the importance of procedure and the value of decorum. She has been active in politics, and as I understand, she did her share in recruiting to politics some of the members of the legislature, including some members in the cabinet. She is an active community volunteer, having served on the board of directors for both Alberta Theatre Projects and Friends of Medicare. She has also offered her legal expertise to Calgary Legal Guidance, the Student Legal Assistance Society, and the Elizabeth Fry Society. I think she would make an excellent candidate for Alberta's first female speaker. I hope the member from Calgary Varsity will accept the nomination and that you will vote for her so that Alberta will be the first place in the world where all the senior roles in government are women.
Yeah. Ms. McLean, if you wish to accept the nomination.
Thank you, and I thank the honourable member. However, in my role as deputy whip, which I am very much appreciating, unfortunately I cannot serve in both roles at the same time. So I will, and I thank you for your kind words, but I'll have to respectfully decline. Thank you.
Are there further nominations?
Yes.
Is that here?
Thank you. Good afternoon, honorable members. It is also my pleasure to speak for the first time in this chamber. I rise as a private member from Chestermere and Rocky View to nominate a candidate for speaker. Now, we have come here today from all over Alberta to elect a speaker. And I truly hope we will have an election, a competitive election. In April of 1997, Speaker Kowalski became Speaker on the second ballot in the first Speaker's election in Alberta to happen by secret ballot. He was not Premier Klein's choice, but he was the choice of members and what the legislator as the person that they wanted to have protect their privileges. Protecting our privileges and protecting your privileges is important. Some of the most famous rulings made by Canadian speakers in recent years have not been about disputes between the opposition and the government. Rather, they've been disputes between the government backbenchers and the ever more centralizing role of the Prime Minister or Premier's office. And I agree with everything my friend from Airdrie has said about selecting a female speaker. This is an amazing opportunity, historic opportunity. However, my choice, again, is amongst the government caucus. I would like to nominate a female member of the governing party for the job of Speaker, the member from St. Albert. The member from St. Albert, like the member from Medicine Hat, is also a rookie in this legislature. But she was, for 14 years, the executive director of the St. Albert nonprofit Lucica Foundation, a community-based organization that employs 150 people, many of them with developmental disabilities. 2 years ago, the member from St. Albert and LOSICA, which stands for Love, Service, Care, were recognized nationally, receiving the Prime Minister's Volunteer Award for Social Innovation for the Prairie region. Last year, she was named one of the top 100 women in business by The Wanderer, the University of Alberta's online journal. The Wild Rose has worked with the member from St. Albert, standing up for the rights of persons with developmental disabilities. We always found her thoughtful, fair, and deliberate. Her management experiences, her caring, and dare I say it, her patience, make her ideally suited to be Alberta's first female speaker. I hope the member from St. Albert will accept the nomination and that you will vote for her, so that Alberta will be the first place, and I reiterate, as my friend from Airdrie had said, so that this will be the first place in the world where all senior roles in government will be held by women. Thank you.
Ms. Renaud, do you wish to accept the nomination?
Thank you very much for your incredibly kind words, but I respectfully decline the nomination. Thank you.
Are there further nominations?
That's a better view.
I declare the nominations closed. The nominees for the position of Speaker are Mr. Robert Warner and Mr. Dave Rodney. Voting will commence after the list of nominees is posted in each voting booth. Voting will now begin. Members will vote by printing the first and last name of their preferred candidate on the ballot paper and placing their completed ballots in the ballot box on the Sergeant-at-Arms desk. Please proceed from here. Have all voted who wish to do so? Well, there's no negatives there, so I guess that's a yes. We will retire to count the ballots, and we'll ring the bells when we return for 1 minute. Honourable members, the number of ballots cast for the election of Speaker, 86. Number of spoiled ballots, 1. Number of votes required to achieve the 50% plus 1 majority, 44. The member having received the majority of votes cast, Mr. Robert Warner. Mr. Robert Warner is hereby declared the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta for the 29th Legislature.
Before I begin the prayer, I would like to express to each and every one of you my thoughts and hopes and aspirations that I know many of you share with each other. I would first of all like to acknowledge my honorable member from Calgary-Lougheed for putting his name forward. That process is one of the institutions that we must all value as we move forward. Fellow members of the 29th Alberta Legislative Assembly, I think it's appropriate as we sit together in this meeting place that we all join together in a moment of silent reflection in memory of Constable Daniel Woodall, who, like many more before him, gave his life in support of the very principles upon which this assembly exists. Please stand and bow your heads. Let us pray and let us reflect together on this day of a new beginning. We ask for guidance in the responsibility we have undertaken and help in fulfilling our duties. As members of this legislative assembly, may we faithfully serve all Albertans. In serving them, serve you. Amen. Amen. Please be seated. I would, with your permission, I would like to make some additional comments. This building has tradition, heritage, and history buried in the very oak and marble that surrounds us. It is important to remember that this assembly started in a school with wooden floors and wooden desks and chalkboards. The building that we are in now, in all its splendor, however, is simply a symbol of what well-intentioned people can do when they choose to decide to work together to make a better world. Hard work, cooperation, persistence, and a dedication to a freedom of thought and life. A freedom that sees diversity as a strength and compassion and public good as the critical veins of our democracy. It is, my fellow Assembly members, these values that give us all hope and confidence in our future. Hope that our children will build upon what we may have made, and more importantly, that the long term will be made investments by our grandchildren. It is hope and confidence that binds us all together. Our belief in the Westminster model of parliamentary democracy is what brings us all together in this room as representatives of our citizens. It is not a perfect institution. It has had its failings. It has, however, a tradition that has passed the test of time. As an assembly of representatives, we must together find the balance between preserving that tradition while at the same time judiciously managing the change that is necessary. Change sometimes requires courage. Our freedom of rights brings with it a humbling sense of responsibility. The responsibility to use our collective good judgment to make decisions, to respect this institution, the people we serve, and each other. People have died for our freedom, our words and our actions, and our engagement with each other must always remember and represent our respect for those who have paid the ultimate price. That is the reason that we are here. It is these essential interests and values that I believe all 86 of us share together. We must find new ways to set aside our positions and focus on our collective interests. I feel privileged beyond any words that I might be able to find to say that I feel truly honored to be one of you. I would humbly ask for your patience, your support, and your advice as we move through the next 4 years together. We must find a way of working together and making this great province and its great people a better place than when we found it. Thank you. With one permission, I would like to introduce my wife, my daughter, my 2 grandsons, and my son-in-law, who are sitting in the first row. I hope you give me some license in terms of the protocol, the sequence of events. But if they would stand, I'd appreciate it. Honorable members, pursuant to section 17(1) of the Legislative Assembly Act and Standing Order 58(1)A, nominations are invited for the office of Deputy Speaker and Chair of Committees of this Assembly for the 29th Legislature.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you to my colleagues for this opportunity to rise in the House and have this opportunity to address you today. I would like to thank the members, our colleagues across the floor who today have spoken so eloquently about the amazing honor we have as a province in having the representation of a female premier, a female lieutenant governor, and a female chief justice. Indeed, we are incredibly proud to serve as a government that is focused on elevating the status of women in our province. We are also incredibly proud to represent Albertans with the first gender-balanced cabinet and nearly gender-balanced caucus in the history of our province and our nation. And as noted by our colleagues across the floor, we are also proud to be the first provincial government in Canada to appoint a minister for the status of women. All this being the case, it is my honor and pleasure today to have the opportunity to nominate the member for Peace River, Ms. Debbie Jabour, for the position of Deputy Speaker and Chair of committees for this House. Ms. Jabour brings 6 years of experience working for the Legislative Assembly with Hansard. In this role, she gained a deep and thorough understanding and training in House procedures. She has spent hours reading, transcribing, Hansard, and observing the workings of this House. As such, she brings a rich depth of experience and knowledge that would serve her well in the role as Deputy Speaker. This experience also, along with her work as a provisional psychologist, position her to be a fair and impartial voice in this House in service of us all. Ms. Jabour has a deep passion for public service as reflected in her commitment to her constituents and her time as a board member of the Canadian Mental Health Association and the Chinchaga Adult Learning Council. It is important to note that in that work with the Chinchaga Adult Learning Council, she has also developed strong relationships with First Nations in our province. Ms. Jabour has had the privilege and honor of working with them on many issues. It's worth noting that a large portion of her constituents are in fact from Alberta's First Peoples, the peoples of Treaty 7. Alberta is in fact home to 3 treaties, 6, 7, and 8. Today we have the honor to stand and meet in this House on Treaty 6 land, which we honor and respect. We have had the honor now of electing a speaker that comes from Treaty 8 lands. If we choose to elect Ms. Jabour, she would then be a deputy speaker with strong ties to the First Peoples of Treaty 7. Ms. Jabour has a deep respect for our parliamentary process and the historic traditions of this House. And it is my hope that our colleagues across the floor, having shown their enthusiasm for the election of a woman with experience and knowledge, will support and vote for Ms. Jabour. I'm truly confident that given her experience and dedication, she would fulfill the roles of the Deputy Speaker with dignity, confidence, and respect for all members. Thank you.
Honourable member, do you wish to accept the nomination?
I'm humbled and honored to accept. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations? The honourable member.
Well, Mr. Speaker, let me begin by congratulating you on your election as Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I do want to sincerely thank you that as your first act you called on this Assembly to pay tribute to to the police constable that passed away. That was truly a class act, and if that's a harbinger of things to come, you're off to a great start. Mr. Speaker, I should also say that in my role as third-party House Leader, I received some advice from the most seasoned member of our Assembly, the Honourable Member for Edmonton Highlands Norwood, the Minister of Transportation, the Minister of Infrastructure, and the Government House Leader, who advised me that in this role in the third party, one which we are somewhat unaccustomed to, that we can often be in a position where we can be so darn sure we're right and still lose. And that in his position in many years developed a losing streak that will probably never be equaled. And one that certainly we have no intention of challenging in any way. But, Mr. Speaker, that being said, it is my privilege and honor to nominate for the position of Deputy Speaker and Chair of Committees the Honourable Dave Rodney, the member for Calgary-Lougheed. Mr. Speaker, as I said in my past nomination speech, which I will choose not to repeat verbatim, the honourable member has an outstanding record of cooperation on both sides of the House. And, Mr. Speaker, as you just said, if ever there was a time where the parties need to work together and where there is help required from all sides of the legislature, this is perhaps that time. And, well, the good news for you, Mr. Speaker, is help is available. Should the chamber decide to make that decision and provide you with the honourable member's considerable experience as a legislator, as a mover and sponsor of legislation, which in most cases, I will point out, passed unanimously because of his ability to work with members on both sides of the House. Mr. Speaker, it is my honour to nominate the honourable member for Calgary-Lougheed, Mr. Dave Rodney.
Thank you. Honourable member, do you wish to accept the nomination?
Mr. Speaker, I would like to sincerely, from my heart, congratulate you on your appointment, and it would indeed be an honor to work with you, and so the answer indeed is yes.
Are there any further nominations? I therefore declare, seeing none, that nominations are closed. The nominees for the position of Deputy Speaker are Honourable Member from Peace River, Debbie Jabour, and the member from Calgary-Lougheed. Voting will commence after the list of nominees is posted in each voting booth. We have the ballots. The voting will now begin, please. Have all members who wish to vote exercised that opportunity? Any others to vote? Mr. Clerk?
The number of ballots cast for the position of Deputy Speaker and Chair of Committees, 84. Number of spoiled ballots, 2. Number of votes required to achieve the 50% plus 1 majority, 43. The member having received the majority of votes cast, Ms. Debbie Jabour. Ms. Debbie Jabour is hereby declared Deputy Speaker and Chair of Committees of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta for the 29th Legislature.
Honourable Member, I wondered if you'd like to make a few comments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to my colleagues and the honourable members of this House, I want to say thank you for entrusting me with this incredible responsibility. I feel privileged to take on the role. It's a great honour, and I'm going to do my utmost to show respect for the traditions of this House and be a very good Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Members, pursuant to Section 17.1 of the Legislative Assembly Act and Standing Order 58.1b, nominations are now invited for the office of Deputy Chair of Committees for the 29th Legislature. Honourable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my pleasure to rise and speak in the House for the first time. And I'd like my first words to be those of congratulations to you, Mr. Speaker. I am so excited and looking forward to working with you and the honourable members here in this House over the next 4 years. And secondly, let me also offer my congratulations to Ms. Debbie Jabour, our new Deputy Speaker and our honourable member from Peace River. Congratulations on your election as well. It is my privilege to rise and to nominate the honourable member for Edmonton-Rutherford, Mr. Richard Feehan, for the position of Deputy Chair of Committees. The honourable member has over 33 years' experience as a social worker, administrator, instructor, and small business owner. As an instructor at the University of Calgary in the Faculty of Social Work for the past 11 years, he has been committed to creating a just society here in Alberta. Through his dedicated service to his community, membership on numerous boards and organizations, he has gained skills and experience that I know he will be able to use with great success in the role of Deputy Chair of Committees. I encourage the honourable members of this Assembly to support Richard Feehan, who I know, without reservation, will uphold the respect, impartiality, and wisdom that this role requires. Thank you.
The honourable member for Edmonton-Rutherford, are you prepared to accept the nomination?
It is with respect and appreciation that I accept the nomination.
Are there any further nominations? Honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, we're pitching a shutout so far, so we thought we'd try it a little bit different this time. Might have to get used to that, from what I understand. But I, too, would like to take the time, Mr. Speaker, to congratulate you. Well chosen by this House, and I look forward to working with you for the next 4 years, and I know that you will do an exemplary job. And congratulations. And also to our Deputy Speaker, congratulations. We will look forward to benefiting from your guidance when you are in the chair, and I also know that we look forward to nothing but the best, and I know you will deliver. Mr. Speaker, I would like to nominate the honourable member from Calgary-Lougheed, Mr. Dave Rodney. There's been a great deal said about the honourable member earlier, so I won't repeat that other than to say you know him, you love him, you trust him, you know he can do the job. This is an opportunity to have the second most experienced person in the House available to work with the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker.
And I recommend that members of this Assembly support the honourable member from Calgary-Lougheed. And I think that's enough for me right now, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member, do you wish to accept the nomination?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With a great deal of humility and just a little bit of trepidation, I must say, I happily accept the nomination. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any further nominations? I would declare the nominations closed, and the nominees for the position of Deputy Chair of Committees, Member Richard Feehan and Member Dave Rodney. Voting will commence after the list of nominees is posted in each voting booth. And if I might, as I am learning the protocol, and that's the patience part of this process, but I would remind the members, out of respect for the chair, that as you leave the House, that you acknowledge the leader, the Speaker's chair, both entering and exiting the House. That's a symbol of respect to the House and to our peers. Mr. Speaker. Fellow members, if I might, before I call for the vote process, I would like to acknowledge that as we all learn the new procedures and processes, that the young people who are our pages in here, as you've noticed a few times during the day, I have stood and sat. Every time that I stand, they stand, and I will be more conscious of that into the future. Mr. Clerk, the vote will begin. Have all members voted? Mr. Clerk?
Number of ballots cast for the position of Deputy Chair of Committees, 84. Number of spoiled ballots, 1. Number of votes required to achieve the 50% plus 1 majority, 43. The member having received the majority of votes cast, Mr. Richard Feehan. Mr. Richard Feehan is hereby the Deputy Chair of Committees of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta for the 29th Legislature.
Mr. Speaker, it's my understanding that the member for Edmonton-Rutherford also is the caucus chair for the NDP caucus. Earlier today, we saw the member for Calgary Varsity turn down her opportunity to make history by declining a nomination for the Speaker's chair, and I'm curious to know if the member for Edmonton-Rutherford will be stepping down from his role that we believe would be in conflict of him being the chair of committees.
We take that under advisement, and we will get back to you. Back to the House, excuse me. Would the honourable member please to make a few words to the Assembly?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I, of course, would like to begin by offering my congratulations to yourself and to Deputy DeBoer for your election as Speaker and Deputy Speaker. In addition, I would like to express my happiness at sitting in the luckiest row in the chamber and ensure the House I do intend to honor the traditions of this chamber with my work cooperatively with everyone on both sides of the House.
Members of the Assembly, I'm going to check with the clerk. Are there other events that need to be business today? I would take this brief opportunity, as several of the Assembly has already said, that there are a series of very significant events that have happened in sequence in our province that seldom happen in the manner in which they have. And so I would remind tomorrow that there is our new Lieutenant Governor will be in this Legislative Assembly, and I would urge as many of our Assembly members as possible to be a part of that historic event. Members of the Assembly, the House stands adjourned until Monday, June 15th at 3 p.m.